Hello. Zoomed in doggy. Yeah, you zoomed in, aren't you? I'll be with you in a minute, everyone. If you're watching, because probably no one's watching. But I don't care. Hello. Hi everyone. I was trying to show the Christmas light. Oh, I'm good at catching this, aren't I? On my street, because I was driving home and like so many people have got lights on the houses now. It just looks really amazing. Like, I couldn't get over how stunning it looks, and I was just trying to show some of them at the beginning of this video, but the connection was so bad, and when I zoomed in it just looked like a big blur. But it's looking amazing. Like, I can't believe how good it looks around here. There's houses that on the start of the street they haven't bothered to put any up, but since yesterday so many more have put the lights up that it's kind of shocking to me. But it looks really good. I might have to do a video of it one day, just like walk along. And just show them, because they're looking amazing. Like, so many people put so much effort into it. All I've got is my hedge. But it actually looks good. I wish there was some on the house, and some were meant to be put on the house 2 weeks ago, but someone doesn't do anything around the house and won't do it now, because 2 weeks has passed since I asked them to do it, but they don't do anything, so I'm not surprised they've not done it. Yeah, I just like it. I wish like we could have those lights on everywhere all year round, because it looks so much better. I've just been given blood. Not given blood. God, I tried that once and I fainted. That was fun, not. Where's my... Look, there's my evidence of getting blood taken. I once went to give blood, because I've always wanted to give blood, right? So I went, and it wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected in my head, but because I faint over small things, like, I mentally prepared myself for it, and I don't know why it's saying very bad connection, but apparently it's a very bad connection. And I went, and I had it like a picture of what I thought it would be like in my head. So I walked in and straight away it was nothing like I'd pictured, which made it worse, because when you picture something and it like that you'd struggle with, like, and then it's different. So I did the first bit where you go and you talk to them and they do the finger prick test and everything, and then I was sat waiting to donate blood. Is it called donating blood? I think it is. And I could see everyone getting it done, so I was trying to not look at them, because I don't cope very well with anything to do with blood. I just faint. So I'm trying to not look at them, and I'm thinking, oh my god, like, I just didn't realise everyone's in the same room. You can see everyone and you can see what's going on. I didn't expect that at all. So I went, it was my turn, and she put the needle in, and I didn't feel well at all, but I thought, I'm always giving blood, not giving blood, but having blood taken. I should be fine, because I used to faint when I had blood taken, and I've got over that. So I thought, oh, I'll be fine. And then she put the needle in, and I went, I think I'm going to faint. And she tipped the chair back, and blood went everywhere, and she hadn't put gloves on, so she called over her supervisor whilst I was still semi-conscious, because she managed to just tip me back in time to stop me from fainting, but I felt really ill. So she had the needle like half in. She was covered in my blood and panicking, and she actually got told off for not putting gloves on because, you know, I think you're meant to wear gloves. And then they weren't very happy with me, but I didn't plan on almost fainting. It just wasn't what I expected. So I've not been back since, but I still want to, well, obviously while I'm ill I can't, but I've always wanted to donate blood because I've got I can't even think of the word. It's not a common blood type. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't even know how I got onto that story. So I've been had blood taken, I didn't give blood. And I went to the shop again. And it was so busy, like I went to the shop and it was just after 5 and people must finish work and go to the shop because the car park got busier and busier and busier, and I'm like, great. So I got a bunch of random stuff because, to be honest, I didn't actually go for anything specific. I just went. So the first item I got was a giant de-icer. I think I prefer the can to the spray because the other day, what day was it, like Monday or whatever, I had the spray one and hardly any of it was coming out. It took me like 20 minutes to like get enough out for the whole car and it was dribbling everywhere. But I think it was the one that I was using because I got a different brand the next day and it worked fine. So I've just picked up 2 of these, one for me, one for my dad, because apparently it's gonna freeze. Then I got this Herbal Essence Bio Renew shampoo in rosemary and herbs. I think I don't have this one, but I've actually bought this as a gift because I'm doing a beauty box gift thing with some of my favourite items in and some items I've never used. I've got about 6 different ones from this range, and when I was in Asda I've seen there's 3 that I haven't got. This is one of them, but I'm not going to keep this one for myself. This is going in the beauty one because I wanted to get the argan oil one for the beauty basket or whatever it's called. I don't know what to call it, but they was completely sold out. So if it comes in stock before I finish the beauty basket, I will keep this one and give them the argan oil one because I already have an argan oil one, but it depends if it comes back in stock. These went off for £3 instead of £4.50 and they're amazing. I washed my hair with one of them last night. Don't ask me which one because I've got that many that I don't know. Then this is not really an interesting shop. I got a Harpic Power Plus Max. I used one last time as well as bleach, and this was on offer, so I thought I'd just get it because I don't know. Then this is an amazing candle if you like candles. I've just almost finished one, so I've got a replacement one, but I'm going to get a few more because they'll stop selling it like January, so I think these went off for like £1.50 and they smell amazing. Then I thought we was running out of this, but it would appear there's a full bottle back. Well, not full, but 2/3 full by the sink, but I'm prepared for once because I don't always run out. I always tend to buy a lot. Then this is one of my dad's favourite beers. I'm doing a daily advent calendar for him if you've not watched any of my videos. So one day you'll get like, I haven't got even examples on here. Like one day he had a Christmas tie, another day he had Christmas socks. One day he had a box of Cadbury's chocolate Christmas biscuits. Another day he had a big bag of like that size of tortilla crisps, the barbecue ones that Tesco do. Then the next day he had some mint matchsticks. Then another day he had, what did he have? He had a chocolate reindeer, and I don't even know what I gave him today. Oh, he had another pack of tortilla crisps, but he had the chilli flavour today. And he's had 1 bottle of beer because I'm not encouraging him to drink because he drinks too much. I won't give him these at a weekend, so this will probably be Mondays, but it's his favourite beer, so I thought I'd get Trooper for him so he can have that one Monday. I think I've got one for tomorrow and I haven't got one for Sunday, so I've got Mondays. I keep I'm trying to get different things so he's not had a repeat of anything. Then I don't even know why I picked this up. This is like, I'm like the shop's perfect victim or whatever you want to call it, because I'll see something and I'll just buy it. Like, I buy all sorts of stuff, especially those end aisles. It was one of those end aisle things. I'm always getting stuff off the end aisles. I don't even know why I got this, but I might as well put the oven on and get it going. I'm like the perfect person, like, that these people want to like draw in to buy stuff that they don't necessarily want, because I just buy it. Then, oh god, I got Tesco's version, because I'm not paying £1.80 Blue Lou. I normally get it on offer, but it's not been on offer ages, and these were only like 65p, and I know they last like a third of the time, but I'm holding out for Blue Lou. I normally bulk buy Blue Lou when they're on offer. I'll probably get like 3 a time every time I go for like 5 days, and then I have like a ton of them. So I got 2 packs of them. Then I got my favourite moisturiser because it's on offer from 15 down to 6. I'm putting one of these in the gift basket, even though I have got them a facial moisturiser for the age group. I'm still going to put in one of my favourites because I think they'll like this as much as me. But I'm stocking up on these because it's not been on offer for £6 for a very long time. So while they're on offer, I'm going to get quite a few of them. Then I got Women's Health vitamins. They didn't have the branded ones, so I've had these before, and they're almost as good. I think the ingredients aren't 100% the same amount, but they'll do for now because I've not had any for about 2 weeks because I ran out and I forgot to get some. So they'll do. And then the final item, which I'm glad I remembered. This is like the most boring shopping trip ever. The video I did earlier, if you've not watched it, I showed £80 worth for shopping that I did earlier. So I got a kitchen foil because we're about to run out of that. And all that came to £26.61, and I spent nearly £80 earlier. I'm doing really well today, I'm spending all the money. And that's everything. I'm still feeling really down. Not that I'm going to like just automatically cheer up for it just because I've gone and given blood. I didn't feel very well after I'd given blood, and not because I'd given blood, I just don't feel very well in general. Like, the pain that I have in my body is spreading because I've got pain from my illness, and it's spreading, and I'm getting it in my chest as well, and that's when I know it's really bad, because normally when I start getting it in my chest, it's a warning sign that I'm going to end up getting really ill, but I can't stop because I have lots to do. So, like I said in a video, was it yesterday afternoon, I've only got 2 days off at Christmas, so it's not like I can rest. I can't take 2 weeks off, that's impossible, and I can't even explain why I can't take a long time off work, but there's stuff going on that I don't even talk about on here, but there's certain situations where I'm unable to take 2 weeks off work because of work, basically. So I've got Christmas Day and Boxing Day off, but luckily, like, it follows on from a weekend, but I'm always busy at weekends, like catching up on things I hadn't done in the week and preparing for the week ahead. So I'll still be busy Saturday and some of Sunday, so it's not like I'm gonna have like a rest or anything. I'm just gonna have 2 days. So I'm going to try and get New Year's Day off though. They'll probably all think I'm going out partying the night before, and that's why I want it off, but I'm not needed in the office on New Year's Day, so I'm going to try and get it off and work Tuesday to Friday. But we'll see. I'll try and get them when they're in the good mood. And they're in a good mood with me at the moment because I've saved them £24,000. Legally. I've not done anything illegal because I wouldn't do that, but because I've saved that amount of money, I think I deserve to have New Year's Day off and a medal, like a big shiny medal. That would be nice. So yeah, but I am like really down, and I'm really fed up, and I'm sick of being in a lot of pain all the time, and it's getting worse. That's why I'm allowed to constantly have like my strong painkillers, which I'm due, and also codeine, because I've got another box of them. Trying to make sure I'm not showing the side with my name on and my address. Oh, they don't have your address on. So I think I'm going to have some codeine. and one of my super strong ones as well, which are these, because I'm in a lot of pain. I've not been in too much pain today, but like the last hour I've been in a lot of pain. So, and because it's gone into my chest as well, I know that's when it's getting really bad for me. And generally I do end up in hospital, but I don't have time to go in hospital, so if I do end up in that situation, I'm just going to have to refuse going to hospital, aren't I? Because everyone is relying on me and everyone needs me and everyone wants something from me at the moment, so I have no choice but to carry on. I can't go in and get some treatment to get me well enough to come out again, because obviously I'm not having the operation. And that's what annoys me as well. Like, I end up in hospital and they try and force me to have an operation, and like they send like loads of people to constantly ask me, and that stresses me out, and obviously that makes me feel more unwell. Like, if I've said no like an hour earlier, why would someone else come and ask me? And I know they have a like duty of care, yeah, but you know, like, I don't want to be asked continuously like by different people and get told all the other illnesses I can get because of it, or what it could do to my body, or all that. I know they've told me. I don't. That's one of the reasons like I discharged myself last time, because there was this like junior surgeon who was quite horrible to me actually, and like the sister from the ward heard him, because she was with me, and then she got called to someone else, and she come back and she was stood just outside the curtain, and she heard him like being quite abrupt with me, and she come in and she like asked him to leave, which amused me because obviously she's below him, but you know, you don't mess with the sisters, do you? And she was like, he's out of order, like, because he had me in tears, because he was like being quite horrible about it, and he's like, well, you have to have the operation. I'm like, well, I don't want it. He's like, but you're having it. I went, you can't force me. And he was like basically trying to force me to sign the consent form. In fact, I'd already signed the consent form the day before when I was really ill. Was it the day before? Yeah, I think it was the day before, because they got the anaesthetist to come and speak to me. I don't think he was doing the operation. The person who was the anaesthetist that was doing the operation, I actually know, because she's my doctor's wife, and he said that if I had it that day, the day before, she would have been doing it. So I signed the consent form, but they said obviously you have to agree as well. We can't just take you just because you've signed this. But I signed it because of how ill I felt, but obviously I did say I'm not having the operation, and I didn't, and that's why he came up and he was like, you're having it, you have no choice, and he was like really horrible about it, and it's because he wanted to perform it, and I said to him, you're not performing it even if I go. And he went, you don't have a choice. And I went, I know I have a choice, I'm not having you perform it. And he went, well, I've never done it before. I said, well, that's why you're pushing me to have it, and that's unfair. Just because you've never, you know, performed it before, it don't mean you should force me to go and have it. So I didn't have it, and he got told off of the sister. She made him leave because he was upsetting me, because he was being really harsh about it, and like he was telling me off and stuff, and I'm like, he's like younger than me and he's telling me off because I wouldn't have it because he wanted to do it. But I said, like, they've got to get your permission. Like, if a junior doctor's like doing stuff, they had to ask you before you go in. And I said, well, I'm not letting you do it even if I had the operation. He went, well, you are letting me do it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't mind junior doctors, but I'm not having a junior doctor performing surgery on me. Definitely not. I'm not even having the surgery, so. But I don't mind, like, when I was in hospital, not the time before that, but the time before that, when the doctors were doing the rounds and they would come round with the students, like 10 people come in the room. One of them came back and asked if he could like talk to me about my symptoms and examine me, because he felt like it was an interesting case file, and I let him, probably because I was bored as well. But if you can help someone, then you know you should do. But I would never let anyone who was a student perform surgery on me, and I know they have to like learn, but if I'd said yes to the operation, he wouldn't have been doing it. That's definitely something I wouldn't allow. But I'd happily answer any questions, but he's not cutting me open. Definitely not. So I'm not having the operation, I'm just like trying to fight going in hospital, because obviously I know how I feel and I know the pain that I'm getting, and I know from past experience that pain relates to me ending up in hospital, normally on a blue light in an ambulance, and get taken to resus, and I don't want it. So I'm kind of like fighting on to not like go in, because I've got so many responsibilities and things to do, and so many people wanting things from me and stuff, that I just can't, even if I was willing to have the operation, I just can't do it because people need me. So I've just got to carry on being this unwell. And like my doctor, she got frustrated with me the other day, because she's like, you're in this pain but you won't have it. And she said, I understand why you won't have it, because she knows all the reasons, we've talked about it. Because she said that, like, one of the people that I'm not having it because of, that I need to speak to them. And I said, well, it's a bit difficult. And they said, well, you need to speak to the person who's stopping you from speaking to them, but I can't even get hold of that person. And they already know I'm refusing this operation because of what's gone on, and they owe me a duty of care as well, but they're ignoring it because they think it's okay that their actions is causing me to want to die, basically. And my doctor's like, you know, tell them that I've told you to speak to them. And I said, I don't think it would make any difference, because they don't really care that they're part of the reason why I won't have the operation. I said, look, you know, I have tried in the past to explain it, but obviously they must want me to die. So my doctor's frustrated with them as well. And she's like, you know, you need to tell them. And I'm like, oh, I've told them. I told them in the past. I've tried to get hold of them recently. But that's the police for you. They have a vendetta against me and they want me to die. They know there's someone I want to talk to who's partly to blame for how I feel, because I want to sort some things out and say a few things, and they won't let me, but they've caused me to feel this way. So obviously it's acceptable for the police to make me want to die, and when I try and sort it out so I would be willing to have the operation to save my life, they won't let me do it. So I just don't know what else to do. They hold the key to my health, basically, and my doctor says speak to them, and I've tried to speak to them, and she's getting frustrated with them as much as she is with me, and she understands why I need to say what I need to say to enable me to have that operation. And until I can say what I want to say, I won't have that operation, because that's how I feel, and that's how what happened between me and that police officer has made me feel. She's made me feel this way, and I'm not complaining about her. She did say some things that have affected me to the point where I'd rather die than have the treatment, because, you know, I can't say what I need to say. And they've known this since April, yet they continually let me get more and more unwell. So I don't know what else I'm meant to do, to be honest. It's just, you know, the doctor said it's sad when people have so much power over someone and they know that they're refusing operations because they need to say a couple of things to them before they do it, before they're willing to let go and have it done. So all I want is an hour of someone's time to say a couple of things, and then I'd probably have the operation that would save my life. But obviously my doctor said the longer that I don't have this operation, the less chance they've got of saving my life, because obviously it's making me more and more unwell, and it's like affecting other organs in my body. And like, I have outward signs, and like, I'm not pointing them out, but certain things happen to me because of it, and it affects how I feel. Like, it makes me more depressed, it makes me more anxious because of how ill I feel. But the police are happy to let that continue, and I did ask to speak to this police officer numerous times. I explained why, and explained, you know, what the doctor said, and they're still letting me die. So basically the police are killing me. I got this yesterday. I showed it in a video. I think I'm going to have it. No, it's not for you, it's for me. Sorry. Dog thinks it's for her. You can't even see it because... Lift your tail up. Lift your tail up. No. If she would have lifted her tail, you would have seen her. because I'm kind of off my food a little bit. Like, I'm not eating as much. Like, I got a sandwich earlier and I didn't even eat half of it because it's affecting like my hunger levels or whatever. So that's what's going on, and that police officer is one of the main reasons why I won't have the treatment and why I'd rather die than have the operation. And I'm not like saying this person's a really bad person or they've done something super bad to me, but they've upset me enough to make me feel this way, basically. I'm not gonna like go into like on the internet what she said to me or what was said between us, because you know, it's between me and her at the end of the day. I know she's not repeated a lot of it because she probably wouldn't dare tell her supervisor what really went on, and I know she hasn't told him because I know he would have had to have done something about it. But yeah, I'm not gonna say what was said. My doctor knows a little bit of it, and a couple other people know little bits, but no one knows. I don't think everyone knows the full extent of what was said. I can't really remember, but it is between me and her at the end of the day. But she's made me feel this way, and I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. And me being the nice person I am, because I know they like to paint me in a bad light, the police, to make themselves look like their actions were justified. But I am a nice person, and me being me just wants to sort it out with a simple conversation. I don't want to have an argument or put a complaint in or any of that. I don't have the mental energy for any of that, I really don't, because I could have put so many complaints in about other things according to my solicitor, but I just don't want to, because I just don't want to keep like having to just deal with all that. I don't really have a problem with the police in general. Like 90% of the ones I've met, they are nice, and you know, they're not all bad. There are some that are really harsh and full on and intense, and I'm not the only one who says that. Like, other people say it, and I think it just depends on who you end up getting. But some of them come along with this like I'm the police attitude, but people respond better to those who are, you know, firm but fair, I guess, the way to describe it. And like, depending on what's happened, like, I feel like they should adjust how they are depending on what's happened. Like, if someone's been attacked, you don't need a police officer coming along and being really harsh with you, because if you've been attacked, you don't need it at the end of the day. And I've had them come along and be quite harsh when, you know, they should show a little bit of compassion, because to even like ring up and say this has happened, it's a big thing. Like, and I don't mean just for me, I mean for anyone to just say this has happened to me, I want your help. And for like, and then they come along, and if they're really harsh for you when you're the victim, that just kind of puts you off, and it kind of makes things worse, because if you're depressed or down or anything like that, and then something happens to you, and then like you get a really harsh police officer, it does make the situation worse. But I'd say 90% of the ones I've met have been okay. Some have been really excellent, like I can name people now, but obviously at the end of the day, the police, like, they can go from being one way to another way, because there's someone who I used to sing the praises of, but now they're just showing their other side, like, because they don't need anything from me, they basically don't want to know when I need to speak to them. But there are some nice ones. Like, I met two really lovely ones, I think it was like April, and I had some, like, one of them particularly I had a really good conversation with, and like she gave me some really good advice. And then I met someone called, what was she called? Oh God, you know when you've got someone's name and it's there and you can't say it? Oh, what is it? Oh, it's like right there, and it's, oh, what is it? See, that's going to drive me crazy now. I can't remember what she's called, but I met her in March, and she was with another police officer called Zara, but Zara left. And it was just me and her, but I can't remember what she was called. She was really nice and she gave me some really nice advice and, well, not nice, but good advice. And she was actually struggling to like stay awake because it was like, her shift was meant to end like 2 hours earlier and like someone was meant to take over for her, but that person went for a coffee and took the time. I can't remember what she was called. She was like one of the nicest ones I ever met. And like her advice really stuck with me because it weren't like advice like you have to do this. It was just like she was talking to me about a couple of things and she just gave me some advice, like 2 things like have stuck with me since, but I can't remember what she's called, but she was really, really nice. And she was slightly older because she was like saying how like it's harder now at her age than it was 10 years ago, and I think she started as, I can't remember what she started off as, and her husband's a police officer as well. I can't remember, but yeah, there are some nice ones, but also there are some harsh ones like CID. Don't even get me started. There are some horrible ones, like full on, like they act like you've murdered someone, to be honest, like. But there are some nice ones, like I met a really nice one called Louise from CID. She was really nice because there was one called Emma who really upset me, and like a few people heard her upsetting me because I had my phone on speakerphone because she kept getting me in tears, and someone said to me like, oh, like they made out it was me, but it wasn't me. And so when she rung, I'd put it on speakerphone a few times. And I was like saying to them like, is it me? Because if it's me, just tell me. And they're like, no, it's her and how she's been with you. And like another officer, because I was like, I don't want her to like deal with me anymore. And then I said it to someone else and he went, I could put you in the room with 5 other officers and you won't get on with them. Which I thought was out of order saying that, because literally the next day Louise turned up and we got on with like a house on fire. So you shouldn't really say that about me just because someone was being a little bitch with me, because that's how she was being after what I'd been through. She was making my life hell and having me in tears every day, like numerous times. So, you know, I don't need it, and she shouldn't even be on the case. She should have been took off the case after what she said and did. She made me want to go out and like commit suicide. So, you know, there are some nice ones and there are some really harsh ones, like Louise is from CID, but she was lovely. Emma was full on and intense and had me in tears a lot, and that was really hard to deal with after I'd been through something. And like I said, I would have my phone on speakerphone because I was like, I need you to tell me if it's me or her. I said, even if it's me, just tell me because I want to know. And they're like, no, it's what she's saying to you. So I did try and get on with her. But yeah, I get on with some of them and some don't. But because of like that officer who I want to speak to, what she did upset me. Like, obviously she had said stuff about me because some of her colleagues were quite horrible to me, to be honest. And, you know, I don't deserve it. I've done nothing illegal. I've done nothing wrong. So, but as I said, 90% of them are really nice. And I know like it's a stressful job and everything, but if someone's a victim, they should be a bit more compassionate towards their feelings. And yeah, and there's people like I don't know, like it does help if you get on, and if they're nice, and if they're nice, you're obviously going to get on with them. If they come in and they're harsh and being funny with you, then you know you're not going to get on with them. But I don't have a problem with them, and I'm not going to complain about the one who's made me feel this way. Stuff happens and people say things at the end of the day, but I can't move on and let go, even though I've tried, because I need to say a couple of things. I don't want to have an argument. I just want to say a couple of things and then I can get on with my life. That's if this illness doesn't kill me, because I'm in a lot of pain right now. I'm trying to not like let it affect me, this pain, but it is. I'm waiting for these garlic bread things to finish because I can't swallow tablets without food, and the pain is really bad. I've just been cooking this as well. Can you see it's gone brown? I accidentally shut it in the oven. Oh, it's well brown. Oh, and it's hot. I've just touched the hot bit. So yeah, I'm doing well, aren't I? I'm cooking food and tea towels at the same time. I wonder which one's going to taste better. And the rubber seal's now hanging off. I've probably accidentally done that. So yeah, that's the main reason why I'm refusing the operation. And all it'll take is a simple conversation to sort it out. But the police seem to want to make me want to die because they won't let me have that conversation. I have tried to ask again recently because my doctor said you need to ask again, and to let them know like I'm pushing for it, as in my doctor's pushing for it, because it's getting to do you know when you can feel a hair from somewhere you can't find it? Bet it's a dog hair. So yeah, that's why I won't have the operation. Hey, can you imagine this as egg and toast soldiers? It might taste a bit funny though, because it's garlic. I can take my tablets now. Might as well have one of these now. I've not had one for weeks. I've been taking like women's health vitamins for like, I don't know, at least 2 years, but what happens is I'll probably take them continuously for like anywhere from 5 to 10 days, then I'll forget to take them. Then I won't take any for 3 to 6 weeks. Then I'll spot them, I'll be like, oh yeah, and then I'll take them for like 3-4 days, then I'll forget again. So I never take a month continuously, no matter where I leave them, even if I leave them in the most obvious place, I forget. So my doctor said to me like 4 or 5 months ago, you really need to be taking a woman's vitamin. I'm like, well, I do. And I told her what I do. But I managed to like remember my other medications, but for some reason, even if it's like in the most obvious place, I forget. I've just took one. Tesco's own version is good, and I normally get that brand, is it, what's it called, in the white box with the woman who looks really happy on the front. But then again, this woman looks happy, will it make me this happy? I can't remember the brand, I don't have it. Got to see my stockpile of drugs. I've got them all over the house because I don't always take them on. Is it zoomed in? Oh, I've been zoomed in, haven't I? So this is my tea bag cupboard. It goes far back and it's got loads of different flavours. And then I'm trying to make sure. Oh, my favourite tea bags at the moment are on the top shelf, as you can see. And there's a lot of medications up there, but they're not all up there because, let me just turn some stuff around. Because they're down here as well. And they're in my bags and all over the place. They're in my bedroom. So I've got, oh god, the lighting here is rubbish. Ugh. So I've got like stockpiles of drugs everywhere. Stuff that I've not taken. But I do take what I'm on at the moment. I can't believe how long I've been talking for. I'm gonna have to go soon. I already feel full and I've only had one. I just don't know what's wrong with me anymore. Well, my doctor was like, have you lost your appetite? And the other day I was like, not really, but it's because I've not been eating much for weeks. So I should have said yeah, but I'll be seeing her next week anyway, so I can just say, do you know, I said I haven't lost my appetite. I have. I'm not eating. I'm eating probably half as much as normal. I'm really tired. Hello. You like garlic bread? I think you do. This is mine. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you're cute. Just had most of my garlic bread off me, but I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I'm waiting for one of these to chill in the fridge. And actually they have got glitter ink, you see at the bottom? That is so like amazing to me because I'm like a child in my head, honestly. But I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I just hope it tastes good because, oh, I love that it's gold glitter. See, the little things make me smile in life. It's just like, oh, here she comes. Can't see you because you've not got your tail up. I'm gonna have to put her on stilts so she can be seen. I hope I like it. I can't remember what time I put it in the fridge. It was like, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something. It's only had 3 hours. I don't think it's long enough to like have it. These videos help with my mood as well. They help me like, because they're making me talk. They help me feel a little bit better. But Women's Health, get them. They're only $3.50 if you can't afford to like buy the branded ones. And they're almost identical amounts of like percentage wise of how much you're supposed to have. They're not as good, but if this is all you can afford, then just get the $3.50 ones, because the ones, they're either $5.50 or £6, but the base is almost the same. So that's why I got them, because I know they're almost the same ingredients or the same amount of vitamins. I'm gonna go because this video is getting boring and I'm getting quite tired to stood up. As I said earlier, I don't know if I'm filming tonight. It depends on my plans. I don't know what's going on at the moment still, but I will find out soon. If not, I will film tomorrow at some point. I don't know when. I've got like so much to do. I think I've almost wrote tomorrow's blog post. Oh, last night I had to write today's. I had to put pictures on, it took ages, and then I wrote tomorrow's, and then I've got to put pictures on because there's a lot of pictures, it does take ages because you're having to upload it and stuff and put them in the right place, and then I'm like, can't remember what's up for Sunday, like I don't know, I run out of posts next week and I don't know what I'm writing in like now, so it's getting harder. My plan was to do 100 in a row, that's the 1st of January, that'll be the 100th one, so there's not that long left, so I'm not going to give up, obviously. Just finding it hard because of how I'm feeling. It's just like I don't really want to write. I could do a review on one of these actually, so that's probably a good idea. I could do a review on these, but I wanted to do Christmassy content, so obviously I will put that drink on because it's the Christmas one. I've already done one on this, I think. No, I did one on the air freshener. Now I've got a new unopened one. I can take pictures of that and do one on that. So there's 2 Christmassy posts. And that's it, I'm going. I've been driving around with this in my boot and another one that I got in Devon. They're not anything special, they're actually, you can get these anywhere, I think. Well, you can. But I bought these and then I never drank them when I was in Devon. This is 7.4. I ain't going to drink this. I might whack it in my fridge at some point, but I'm going to go. You've had a lot of me today. Not as much as 2 weeks ago today when I went crazy and did 24, and then a couple of live ones. Didn't I? Did at least one live one. Don't know if I did 2, but I'm off to. I need to sit down because I'm aching. I'm waiting for those painkillers to kick in. I'm gonna have a couple of drinks, as in non-alcoholic, and yeah, I will be back soon as I can, I guess. Can you see her? She's like, I want food, give me some food. She's so cute, love her to bits.